This is my top 7, a few honorable mentions. You know, field knives, belt knives. I'm not going to say bushcraft because that's, I mean, any knife could be a bushcraft. What is bushcraft? You know, cutting. You watch the guys on YouTube or, you know, cutting wood and doing feather sticking, which you could do with a paring knife. So, you know, unless you're Joe Flowers out in the, and you're out in the middle of nowhere and you're using the knife for everything, these are just field knives. Stuff that you can wear around the house, camping, hiking, you know, wherever, at work. So these are the ones that I've come to admire and enjoy on my little journey in this hobby. You're going to see some of these are slightly used, some of them are brand new. Everybody says in the email, oh, you don't use your knives, you know, you just collect. I collect, but I collect multiples. I may have 2 or 3 knives of the same, like this Becker. I have 3 of these, 2 with Kydex sheaths, you know, and 1 without. So some of these are going to be brand new that I've never used, but don't think that I don't have other ones that I do use. So don't ever assume is what I say. So the tops. This is the 20th anniversary of the Tex Creek. Awesome knife. And all these are very similar. They get to a different, you know, the designs are different, but they're all very similar in size and weight. You know, there's a couple ounces difference between some of the smaller ones to the bigger ones. This is CPM 154. It's got a carbon fiber, I think laminate G10. Liners. Just an awesome knife. This Kydex sheath is nice. This is what caught my attention, believe it or not. It's funny what catches your attention with the leather dangler. I think what I'll do is I'll just show all of them and then I'll show you the pricing. So this is a knife. This is like a gateway knife for me. When I first got into the hobby, you know, over the big 5 knives and buck, which I initially, you know, bought some bucks fixed blades. This was the knife I saw all the reviews for in like 2016, 17, when I was just getting into nicer knives. The Bushcrafter 162. You know, if you notice, this handle is very similar to the Spyderco Province, the way it has this beak on the back. I really like that, the way the Coke bottle. It's just a cool knife, very well made. Yeah, it's a little thicker. This is probably on the thick end of what I would carry just for a camp knife, but this is an awesome piece. This is the Artemis Kydex sheath. It does come with, you know, the leather, distressed leather sheath from Benchmade, which I've used this one on my other knife quite a bit. It's held up pretty well. It's loose. I don't really like the how loose it is. The Becker BK16, this has got the micarta scales. This one's got very light use on it. I did something to the tip on it. The other ones, I think I stripped one of them. And it's got my other one that I keep in the camper has got the Zytel that I use the Dremel and I put grooves, you know, for holding on to it. This is an RK, I think it's RK custom Kydex. Cool setup here. And you're gonna see, you know, even so a lot of these are cheaper than others. When you actually start adding things up, you gotta add, I think this knife's $100. You got $40 for the scales and $40 for the $50 for the sheath. You know, you're running to $200, which is the base, some of the base bark rivers. So this is the Fox River Ext1 with S45VN. I like the blue liners. I try to order them when I do get them with the blue liners and the hollow pins, but not always. Awesome knife. Just the right size in my opinion. I mean, it's just a stellar piece. I'm not quite sure about these sheaths. You know, they're decent. I think I'm going to try to have my wife make me a custom one for these. So this is the highest end one that I have besides, you know, production model. You know, you're not talking about Winklers or Tor, whatever. This is, you know, the standard production knives. The Spyderco Proficient. It's S90V. This is basically the Spyderco Bushcraft that was, I think, in 01, designed by Chris Claycomb. It's very similar. It had G10 scales, 01, and I think it was more of a Scandi grind or a saber grind on it. This is full flat. Sal called it the NASA version. One of the most comfortable handles you could ever hold. It's just neutral in pretty much every position. It's fat enough where it doesn't give you cramps. Just an awesome piece. I think this is up there, you know, before they were discontinued on map. This was like 340 or 380. I'm not quite sure exactly where they ended up. Really love these Kephardts. This is the Kephart 4, Bark River, CPM 3V, coffin shaped handle. It's an awesome blade. I think I have one of these in A2. I don't remember what the steel was that I've done some damage to. But it's just an all-around great knife. You know, this guy was onto something when he designed this knife originally. This sheath I like. This one's, I like it better than the one that comes on these Fox Rivers. And if you do wanted to put something in here, it's made. I haven't. This one's brand new in the box. I haven't used this one. And this was also another discontinued Spyderco. This is my favorite just wear around the house or camping knife. This is the Junction. It's really thin. It's got the G10 scales, very little contouring, but it's just a stellar cutting tool. Look at the geometry on it. You know, it's thin stock. This is like a spray form D2. I forget the name of it, PSF27. Gail Bradley's used this, you know, on a few knives. Look at that classic shape of his. This is, if you can get a chance to pick one of these up for just a lightweight camping or a lightweight backpacking knife, this is the ticket here. Comes with the bolter-on sheath. You know, the one I do carry has a clip like this on it that I swapped out. This is the Spyderco G clip, which I've never had success using. It's just hard to get on and off your belt. So honorable mention, you know, I've given these away as gifts. They're cheap, 20, 30 bucks. This is the old Hickory. And there isn't much that this knife can't do that any of these fancier ones can do. Don't let all the hype on YouTube fool you. These things, I mean, a paring knife can do 90% of what these knives can do, you know, in the skilled hands. But these are stellar knives. You know, you can sharpen them on a rock or a coffee mug, and they just work. You don't need the high dollar stuff to get whatever you need done. These are the sheaths that come with them. Completely serviceable, you know, to put on your belt. So these are the main knives. So the Bushcrafter 162, I think it comes in 3 colors: black, tan, or OD green, and then this green here. $234 is the new matte price. 7.72. The sheath is 45 bucks. So, you know, you're looking at 270, 280, which is, you know, the second highest. But I mean, it's high-end materials for sure. The Proficient, once again, it was $343, 6.4 ounces, S90V carbon fiber. The EXT Bark River, I think I paid $240 or $250 for mine. You know, because it only had this. You can go up to over 300 because they have a million different scale options. 5.22. The Tex Creek, which they have multiple versions. They have one with the Rocky Mountain tread. 7.5 ounces. This one's, I think, was a limited edition. The other ones are cheaper. They're 120 to 140, I think. This was 180 to 219. And then the Gerber BK16, 99, 89, you know, on Amazon. Comes with the Zytel scales, 1095. 6.4 ounces. You know, the Kydex sheath is 40 to 60, depending on how you equip it. And the McCarter scales are $41 to $50. I didn't put the pricing down for the Kephart 4, but these, you know, when they are available, I think this is one of the base models between 210 and 220, all the way up to, you know, 300. Once again, depending on what scales you get on there. Hope everybody's doing well. I really appreciate. I noticed I was over 2,500 subscribers, which is awesome. Again, I never ask for likes or subscribes. You know, I just want to try to give info, just sharing my passion for the hobby. And I think I'm over 750,000 views or 800,000 views. So I really appreciate it. It's been a fun journey, and hope everybody's doing well, and have a great summer.